Hi, welcome back to the Adobe stage. So thanks for sticking around. We're going to find out how we can really achieve greatness. Welcome to the stage, Armando Bo and Joaquín Cubría.
Okay, hello.
It's a long walk. Hi, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Okay, so, well, thanks to be here. 2 months ago, we received an invitation to talk about why Argentina is so good at storytelling. We didn't know the answer, but we thought, well, let's take the chance and come and talk a little bit about it.
We're Argentinians, so we said yes before even knowing. So the first thing we sort of asked ourselves is there such thing as the Argentine storytelling? And to search for that answer, we decided to take some risks and forget a little bit about advertising for a while and try to analyze Argentinians from a more different and human perspective and honest. So one thing we are sure about is that Argentinians are very ambitious people in general, right? And you can think that is positive or that is negative. Both things, we think that as well. In everything we do, we always aim for the very top, right? And sometimes we do get to kiss the cup, but sometimes we just kiss the quencher. And it's very frustrating, like always aiming for the best and not always achieving it. For someone who's very ambitious, it's indeed very frustrating. But drama makes good stories, so that's useful.
So the material you are going to see is not offensive at all. It's just for illumination purposes, and it's really important for us to analyze our DNA and why our contradictions you're going to see. Feel boo, do come do boo if you want.
Yeah, please.
Seen that much of hard draw Trevor Stephen. Maradona just walked away from Huddle then. Maradona, Hodge and Maradona! They're appealing for offside. The ball came back off the foot of Steve Hodge. The England players protesting to the referee. But the little man who started it by walking past Glenn Hoddle, that's where the ball came from Hodge. Maradona had continued the run forward.
So, sorry for that. That's what happens when you call a little man. We get angry. And so let's understand a little bit why.
Yeah, so the goal is perfectly showcase the figure of the brave Argentinian dodging all obstacles, no, and fighting his enemies and winning in a way.
And at the same time, right, we can see that he struggles and he fights and he leaves everything in the pitch, right? And at some point he even leaves his dignity, because then he does this other thing. And there's a lot of things have been said about this goal in particular. These are two quotes that I personally like. The first one is from a Uruguayan poet, Benedetti. Sorry, I'm sort of covering, there's a screen there as well. And the next one is from Diego himself on an interview that he gave to the BBC. And sort of, for me, besides displaying what a great cheater and a great copywriter Maradona is as well, this in some way shows the essence of the Argentinians, which is the search of happiness at any cost. There's a point in which all those frustrations and everything takes you to do anything to be able to be happy.
Yeah, and if we told you which Argentinians, which goal we like most, you will be shocked, in a way. Like we like the one with the hand, I need to say. So it's sad, but it's the truth.
And it's also, in a way, it's also sad that having now the best player in the world. People in Argentina don't love him, maybe because he doesn't do drugs and he's not a cheater.
Or he was raised in Spain, maybe. So
yeah,
that's why he's different.
Because he was raised in Spain, so he's not Argentinian enough. But that's a little bit of the, like DNA of the common person down there.
Yeah, and in one it explains a little bit of our constant contradiction, Like we are a contradiction in every little detail, in everything, and in a way contradictions, as you know, creates drama, and that's why in a way we feel that generates a lot of stories in a way, no?
And for this match, this match with both goals, in a way, it's like the essence of the Argentine storytelling, which is they're very, like, in a point, they look like the perfect stories, but at the same time, they show the flaws and they show the humanness in it. And as humans, of course, that we are terribly insecure. That might have to be with the fact that Argentina is pretty much in the basement of the Americas. And who goes to the basement, right? You may go there for wine. We're pretty good at wine, actually. But that being there makes us feel a little bit more insecure. So when we do things, we try to do things in a way that we shine enough for the rest of the world to see us. And thankfully these days, I think that Argentinians in general, in our industry and in cinema, are telling our own stories, because in the past, those stories were told by someone else, and this is what happened.
Where could we go?
Argentina?
Or when you skipped my high school graduation, you were hunting Nazis in Argentina.
I hate Nazis. Always have.
The soup Nazi.
Look, Nazi, I had to close the store and move to Argentina.
Hilda, my darling, here I have written an important message which must reach Ernst Schlongdorf. Fly, Hilda, fly! Hilda, where are you going? Argentina's Stanford!
Well, no sense in dwelling on the painful. What do you say we get out of here?
I'm going down there, David.
Down where?
To Buenos Aires. It is down there, isn't it?
I don't know. It might be over.
Well, wherever it is, I'm going down there.
We could drive to Alaska or Argentina. Both good places to disappear.
Buenos Aires has been wiped off the earth.
Your taste. Experience your food.
Oh, so good.
Dexter, the next time we do this, it's gonna be fucking tacos and tequila. Or whatever the fuck they eat in Argentina.
Yeah, it'll probably be steaks. It's Argentina, not Mexico.
You?
Hello, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, if you're an Argentinian and you ask for rare, they bring you a cow still moving on the plate.
Hello, Argentina? Is your refrigerator running? No? Well, maybe you shouldn't have privatized your water and power department.
Hello? Oh, crap.
What? What's wrong?
Argentina just star 69'd us.
Joaquin is coming in from Argentina. You'd like him to join us? Well,
Joaquin. Uh-oh.
We would love to have Joaquin join us. Oh, that's splendid news. All right, then we'll just see you on the 11th.
We've got Joaquin.
Well, don't cry for me, Arch and Nina.
I could really go for some kind of military dictator, like Juan Perón. When he disappeared, you stayed disappeared.
Plus his wife was Madonna.
I'm Argentina. And always will be.
So as you see, they sort of got it all wrong, right? And but this is the past, and thankfully now it's in our hands a little bit more. But if we talk about the real past, that will also help us explain why for years we've been feeling that Argentina is a part of Europe and Latin America. This is going to be fast, just a little bit of context so you get it. Between 1850 and 1930, Argentina was, after the US, the country that more immigrants received. So by middle of the 1920s, 60% of the population living there were people who were from abroad. And they were Spaniards, they were Italians, Germans, British. There was a whole mix down there.
And let's put in those people's shoes, no? They must be going through a really difficult moment. And they left everything behind, you know? Their belongings were just in a suitcase, which, in a way, that is a really dramatic feeling, you know? And that dramatic feeling, we have it in our DNA, you know? They started a life from scratch. They were just working for the bread, you know, to eat. So in a way, that explains a little bit of our constant ambition. We are ambitious people. We are all day working in a way, you know? And in a way, the crash of cultures of these Italian, Spanish, British, in a way, I don't know, Germans, they created all this contradiction that we have constantly. In everything that we do, we have this crash, these breaks, you know? So clearly this creates chaos. Chaos creates great stories, and in a way, those chaos is in our blood.
And so these people that came out of the boats, they try to keep their traditions alive. And of course, there was no Facebook at that time, so they did it through storytelling. And so Argentina was suddenly populated with people who exercised storytelling on a daily basis, and they did it really good. And they started looking for more creative ways to do it. And that's the sort of the time around in which tango was born. Tango is probably the first form of storytelling that we exported to the world. And you know, it started on the tenement houses in Buenos Aires, and it was about the immigrants and their language. And then at some point, it got to France, and when in France they liked it, because Argentinians are a lot always seeing what the others think about us because of our insecurities, then it went back to Buenos Aires, and the higher classes liked it, and tango got much better, orchestrated, more finesse, and then it became a huge success, and we don't listen to it anymore in Argentina. And we don't dance it either, at least us. So this is how, in some way, we get back to us. Our generation, we are direct descendants of those people who get off the boats. Right?
Yeah, for example, I'm great-grandson of British, which, of course, I don't look like a British, but Spanish and Italian in a way. That's why maybe I'm told by us British, and maybe Joaquín is short Spanish and short Italian people in a way.
But yes, so we grew directly listening to our grandparents, our nonas, talking about all those years of suffering, and there was always like this ghost of that probably happening again. So,
yeah, we were raised in a really unstable environment, you know, and if you know, unstable, in a way, it's really great for improvisation, and improvisation is great for freshness, and from freshness we feel that from there it comes to great stories in a way, you know, and great ideas.
And at the same time, we were also told that work was very, very important, right? Because that's all our grandparents did. They came here for jobs, and they worked and worked and worked. So we are a generation that sucked that from, like very, very young, and we put a lot of time and a lot of effort into that. Like, though most times I think that Argentinians succeed as individuals, but for some reason it's got hard to succeed as a country. I think we're doing better these last years, but this is to put you a little bit in context and understand better what we mean by the chaos and the mix of cultures and what happens. This is like a little peek on Argentina. Can we put the volume up a little bit and maybe lower these front lights so we can see it better?
Argentina, you guys are nuts, huh?
Yeah, would be nuts.
This is like every few seconds there's another president. Do you know what the president's name is? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it would make no sense because as you pronounce his name, there's another one.
El Estado argentino suspenderá el pago de la deuda externa.
Rendición Rodríguez.
Argentina must devalue her currency to pay her debt.
He seemed impressed by the way you came in. Tell us the story. I know you're not boring. I was afraid that you would not insist. You sound so sleepy. Just take this, now leave me. I said, please don't slow me down if I'm going too fast. You're in a
Amigo.
How much is inflation in Argentina at this moment?
Es un... Creo que sorry. No sé, ¿puedo cortar esto un minuto?
Sacan y traen heridos.
Habemus Papa, Bergoglio, Franciscum.
We have an Argentinian Pope.
Oh yeah, the room is on fire. She's flexing in her hair. You sound so angry. Just calm down.
Estas naves espaciales van a salir de la atmósfera, se van a remontar a la estratosfera, que en 1 hora y media podemos estar desde Argentina, en Japón, en Corea o en cualquier parte del mundo.
Go down there and say, Argentina.
Are you really in Argentina?
So, that's a little bit of the mess where we come from, and
we are trying to fix it, but we've been dealing with that a lot of years.
Yeah, there's a lot of great things to show as well about Argentina, but that's probably a bit more boring, so I think this sort of gives a good context and explains a little bit this thing of what we do to survive in such a context. And the first one is, there's this, I don't know if there are any Spaniards here in the room, but there's this joke that they like to tell about Argentinians, which is, how does an Argentinian commit suicide? He jumps off his ego. And
yeah, we are excessively proud people of other Argentinians that they are successful. We are proud of, the Queen Maxima. We are proud of Messi. We are proud of the Pope. Even I'm proud of the Pope, and I don't go to church, but I'm still proud. I can really feel so important. And in a way, we invented just, dulce de leche and the ball pen, but we love those inventions, we are really passionate about those things,
And another thing that we do to survive is just put some humor into it, right? Because if you don't put humor into it and you live in that context, the other alternative is just to blow your brains off. So we try to see things and laugh a little bit about ourselves as well. And humor, of course, is good for stories, too. So at this point, we can come back to our original question, which is, why is Argentine storytelling good, or is it good at all? And we know that when we create a piece or sit down to work, no matter what we're doing, all these things that we've mentioned sort of come together, right? And are inside of us struggling at the same time. And so that's what we put into our stories. So I think that with time, we've sort of learned a capability to make people laugh, because we learn how to not to take life so seriously. We can touch people's hearts, because essentially we are nostalgic and sad people. And we were raised to improvise a lot and to sort of flow with things and try to find a way to make things work. today we can say that we are, if we just look at advertising and at least look at cinema, successful international storytellers, right? Our pieces have been winning works in all the festivals. Armando won an Oscar, and we're doing pretty good, I think. But what we want to make clear today is that we're not sort of pushing our idiosyncrasy on the world. We're just giving back what we got from those ships 100 years ago. Now we're going to share with you some pieces of actual advertising that try to see in here how everything that we've said sort of comes together. What's the way in which we tell? The first set of 3 or 4 films are love stories, the Argentine way. So enjoy it.
In the middle of the month, Laura ended her relationship with Gustavo and left her home. But she didn't leave alone. She took everything with her.
Acá hay un cuadro. Acá estaban las ventanas. Se llevó el alfombrado. La cocina. La mesa del comedor. Las sillas nunca le gustaron. El inodoro, el bidet. Hasta las bombitas de luz se llevó. Me dijo que eran de ella. Para mí las compré yo.
Convinced, Gustavo looked for the purchase ticket all over the house. But without light, all efforts were useless.
Some more love stories.
Quería irme sin decirte que lo nuestro no fue solo un fin de semana. Da para 1 o 2 más.
One more from this campaign.
Bueno, ahora te llamo, espera.
Hola.
Hola.
Para vos. Es la copia de la llave de abajo. Así no tengo que bajar a abrirte.
So these two were the relaunch of Impulse in Argentina like 10 years ago, I think. And now we're going to see a campaign for Lynx.
Many men have a small problem. Premature perspiration. It can be produced by nervousness, insecurity. It can be produced by a dream. It's something they can't control. It stands as a huge wave of humiliation that crashes against their armpits, making them lose self-confidence, but above all, making them lose women. New Link's full control. Premature perspiration can be controlled. Premature perspiration does not always involve physical contact with a woman. And sometimes, it can be multiple. Premature perspiration can be controlled.
So all these are works done by or directed by Armando or done by myself, Argentine creatives, and some of these works are from agencies that are handled global accounts that work down there from Buenos Aires. The next two are stories, a little bit about love too, but with a car in the middle. Here we go.
Get up, get up. Get up, get up, get up. Get up, get up, get on up, get up, get on up, stay on the scene, get on up, like a sex machine, get on up, get up, get on up,
Clio MTV, solo mi auto.
like a sex machine. So that's really old, that's like 15, 17 years old, right?
When the night has come and the land is dark and that moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Whoa, 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 stand by me. Stand by me.
Mix of cultures there.
Bueno, a mí me gustaría que lo recordemos con una sonrisa. Siempre se dice que los amigos son la familia que se elige, ¿no? Puede sonar eso a lugar común, pero para mí Julián siempre fue eso. Compartimos mucho con él, compartimos el amor por Ferro. Me acuerdo una vez, a la salida de un partido en la cancha, él me miró y me dijo: Tano, yo acá soy feliz. Soy feliz, me dijo. Me acuerdo especialmente porque era un partido que habíamos perdido. En realidad no habíamos perdido, habíamos ganado, pero quedamos eliminados por una cuestión de diferencia de goles, por goles de visitante, que valían doble. Bueno, y yo siempre tuve la sensación de que si hubiésemos hecho otro planteo, si nos hubiésemos parado distintos, podríamos haber dado vuelta el resultado. Pero el planteo fue amarrete, fue escaso. Claro, en otras épocas, ¿no es cierto? Principios de los 80. El torneo que estaba de moda no era el español como ahora, era el torneo italiano. Y el fútbol italiano siempre se caracterizó por ser bastante más defensivo. No sé si se acuerdan, el catenaccio. Se atrincheraban todos atrás y dejaban un mezzapunta adelante que te liquidaba de contra. Así jugaban todos los equipos, y Ferro también. Discúlpenme. Perdón. Me fui. Estaba hablando del torneo nacional y me puse a hablar del torneo italiano. ¿Qué tiene que ver? Disculpe. Volvemos al torneo nacional. El torneo nacional era así, eran 32 equipos divididos en 8 zonas de 4. Y tenía una particularidad. Se clasificaban los 3 primeros de cada zona.
Try to look at this one without yawning. Just says communicate it simple at the end. And this is for the local indie festival, yeah.
El tofu es queso. ¿Qué tenés ahí? Nada, un cuadro.
A ver.
No se los puedo mostrar.
¿Por qué no?
Porque es el cuadro más triste del mundo.
A ver.
Ok.
Pasa. Es un gato con una pipa. Un gato con una pipa. Ay, la pipa.
Es un gato con una pipa.
La pipa.
And the next two, in some way, I think that they show, we've chosen them because they show how we turn context into something either funny or beautiful. And this one's funny. what they do the ceremony. It's like, it's one day later. Just skip it. And this one is our last example from advertising. And it's a good way to show how Argentines, we sometimes find our way around things.
Women's boobs, particularly their nipples, are censored in certain social networks even when showing how to perform breast self-examinations to detect early breast cancer. But we found boobs that aren't censored. Henry's. Hello, let's begin. Standing in front of a mirror, place your hands on your hips. Check your breasts for any changes in skin or nipples, including swelling, redness, or lumps. Then, hands on your head, check for shape distortion. Now, time to get active. Using your 3 middle fingers, press in a spiral from your armpit downward, going under the breast and covering its entire surface up to the nipple. Don't forget the armpit and upper pecs. If you feel any lump or irregularity, contact your gynecologist. There are 3 steps to detect breast cancer: breast self-examination, visiting your gynecologist regularly, getting a mammogram. And that goes for you too, Henry. Men can also contract breast cancer. Thank goodness that doesn't go for censorship. Share this video or make your own. All you need is a pair of man boobs.
What we're going to show now is a trailer, very short, from a 30-minute film that Armando did for Qualcomm in the US, but mainly in China. And let's see it.
Hi, Emma in the future. This is Emma from the past. So in case you get some kind of crazy, weird amnesia, I just want you to remember this moment. See this? This is happiness.
Did I ever tell you the story of Chandler the pig? Actually, we learned it was a she-pig, but we'd already named her Chandler.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the world's last romantic.
怎么了？Emma 失踪了。
待了很久。
把手机给我。You have a labyrinth in your fingertip. 这个骗子！这他知道 Emma 怀孕了。Who's my girlfriend?
You're living in a fantasy. You need to wake up.
So what's interesting to understand here is why Armando, right? I mean, if
why an Argentinian?
Yeah, Qualcomm China, and why would you hire a guy to write a story about a culture he doesn't understand, in a language that he doesn't speak, and dealing with those 2 actors are like huge celebrities down there, which are not easy to handle as well, and not a great budget, and how much time to do it?
We make it in 3 months totally. I mean, it was a crazy adventure. And in a way, it's related to the flexibility and this, I mean, craziness that we feel that Argentinian storytelling can have, you know? Like, I mean, it was a branded content piece. Like, it was a great idea from Ogilvy, New York. And, I mean, they put the phone in the middle of the story that they said, like, okay, a girl disappears, and the guy will need to find her, and he has only her phone. So in a way, it was a great piece, but we needed to write the script in 1 month and then translate it to Chinese, which is really, I don't know if you know something of Chinese, but it's really impossible to translate. And it was a crazy experience. I mean, doing the whole process in 3 months, and then going there to shoot it, to produce it, to shoot in Chinese, like how you shoot a scene here in Chinese when you don't understand it, you know? So it was really a musical way of, you know, like listening blah, 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 and then it was like, okay, cut. So that's the reality, and it's crazy, but something that I want to relate it for the Argentinian storytelling too is that it was really difficult, the clash of cultures with the Chinese. So I thought how to deal with this, and in a way, building the team I don't know, my idea was, of course, I had the best producer of US, which was amazing. But then I said, okay, I will bring a bunch of Argentinians to China to deal with whatever. You know, we will deal with whatever it happens here. We will find a way to do it. So we fly the production designer, the DP, the AD. In a way, I'm not saying that you can't produce in China. Don't take it that way. But it was amazing how, as a team, we find a way to connect with that culture because we are really, in a way, imperfect. And we are creative as a mix of cultures that we could deal with that. And in a way, I don't know, it was an amazing experience.
Good. And so going into Birdman, which you all know this guy co-wrote, I asked Armando, because we made this, this chat together. He lives in LA and I live in Buenos Aires. So one thing that I asked him is, send me your favorite scene from the film. It's this one. I don't know why it's his favorite film. He'll tell us afterwards.
What the hell is going on? Hey! Ow! That hurt! Get up! Back away! So Carver's the reason you became an actor, huh? What? Listen to me. This is my fucking show. I did the work. I raised the money. I arranged the fucking press.
Oh, Jesus. They called me for an interview. I told them the first thing that came into my head.
Really?
The cover of the art section, for Christ's sake.
That came to your fuck the art section. You told them the first thing that came to your head. Right, because that's you, Mike, right? You're Mr. Natural. Mr. Fuck the scene you stare at my massive hard on, right? That's the truth of the moment.
Did you think it looked massive?
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You don't get hard on my stage unless I tell you to.
Your stage?
Yeah.
Oh, let me tell you something. This stage has belonged to a lot of great actors,
Really?
but you are not one of them, pal.
So you wrote your own lines, huh?
Ow! I did.
Yeah,
actually.
you wrote a few changes and you mumbled a little bit. You self-absorbed.
Hey, I'm self-absorbed. Look at you.
Yeah, you nobody spiteful piece of shit.
Nobody.
Yeah.
My massive hard-on got 50,000
I
views.
can't play with this dildo gets more than that. Get the fuck out of here. Yes, you do. You care. I don't give a shit. You care. Everybody says, oh, Mike is so honest. Mike is so fucking truthful. Listen, in the interview, your father was a drunk like Carver. Is that true, man? Is that true?
No.
Because my father was. My father was a mean fucking drunk. You understand?
Okay.
He beat the shit out of us. That was okay, though, you know, because at least when he was beating us, he wasn't thinking about taking us out to his tool shed. Because when we got out the tool shed, that son of a bitch would smile. I could say, you want to get down on your knees and unbuckle my belt? Or do you want me to take it off and use it on you? After a while, I made myself numb, so, you know. But my sister...
Okay. Hey. Oh, God. I didn't know. I'm sorry. That's fucking horrible, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's also not true. See, I can pretend to.
Oh!
Don't fuck with me, Mike. I'm telling you.
You're a little bit crazy. You know what? You should start using that on
you have no
stage.
fucking idea. So working with Rick and Thompson's like waltzing with a monkey? Huh?
I might have said that.
Yeah, come on. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why don't you get your wings in your fucking bird suit, man?
Hey! Try to fake. No! Ow!
I'm gonna grab up on your ass and choke you out! I'm gonna fucking choke you out! Get off!
What are you looking at?
What are you gonna do? You gonna replace me? You gonna go get fucking Ryan Gosling or some shit? What do you think my friend Tabitha's gonna do you in the time? Fucking killer time?
Don't tell me it's because you like Edward Norton naked.
Yeah. I love him. He's a big... No, I mean, it's very difficult to choose a piece of this film, which I love a lot. And I mean, I love it has so many moments, you know, little moments different, you know, it's emotional, it's humor. The performances of these guys are incredible, and I think Alejandro made an amazing job directing it, and also it looks like improvised, and it was everything written in the paper, you know, so it's incredible how, I mean, I don't know, seeing there, I love the whole scene as a piece and as an example, you know, of the whole film in a way, you know, but yeah.
And how do you think that everything that we've been talking about sort of connects to your experience doing this film?
Well, it's related to of what we were trying to say in many moments of our talk, and it's related a little bit of our DNA and about of what is going in the world too, you know, about I mean, we work it as a team with Alejandro, which is Mexican, Nicolas, which is my cousin, and he's another Argentinian, and Alexander, who is the son of a Costa Rican Armenian, but he's from New York. So in a way, the mix of cultures working for the US, I think that is something very powerful. It was very fresh as a mix of ideas, mix of points of views, and I feel like it's really a good example of, in a way, how it's related our DNA, our mix, and in a way, it's what's happening in the world with this mix of immigration that is going on, in a way. So, yeah, I mean, that's
how long was it, like the whole process of the film?
The whole process of writing, it was crazy. I mean, we were all working for almost 2 years, you know, always meeting everywhere, Skype and Mexico, LA, and I don't know, it was a crazy experience. I mean, the mix is not easy, but it's really, I think it can be very powerful.
Great, and that's sort of the takeout, I think, of our experience as storytellers, or let's say we are, which has to do with this mix, whether if it's in your culture or if it's in the people that you're working on with, but it's definitely the way to go. And we feel that at some point what's happening nowadays goes against that. It's like we're trying to build walls and sink ships and try to make, put that difference aside, and we don't understand that that's unstoppable. And the only thing that we should do is try to embrace it and find a way around it. And we're sure that great things come out of that mix. Argentina is an example of that. With all our faults, is still a great example of that mixture.
A lot of stories, amazing stories are happening, and of course, unfortunately, always there is something that it breaks the rule, and it's an exception. So we wanted to leave you a video that we think it's really an exception to say goodbye.
We started with the hand of God, so let's take a look at heaven. It's the exception, then take it seriously.
Okay,
thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Really. Okay.
Thank you. It's absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, we've run out of time for questions.
Okay.
Great.
Great.
Okay, well, great, guys.
So,
hope you
thank you
enjoyed
so
it.
much for
Thanks for
joining us. Thanks
listening.
for coming all the way over. And don't go anywhere. We've got Eric Kessel coming on in about 15 minutes. But before that happens, we're going to present the Microsoft Surface Pencil Shaving Award. And Sammy from D&AD's development team is going to be up on stage in a moment to tell you a bit more about